Hi, and welcome to Grindcast, the official podcast of grinditword.com. Today we have
Matt.
Will?
and Jason. I'm still alive.
I like how I said mine, like I had to think about it.
I mean, sometimes you have to remember.
Matt.
Gotta be professional in this. It's a professional show full of professional people that are doing professional things.
I think my brain is
Professional.
turned into soup.
What kind of soup?
Not like a good one. Like a watered down gazpacho.
Not like a nice hearty beef and barley?
Stew.
No. I'm not even getting an Italian wedding going on up there. I think it's just like French onion, but with no crouton or cheese.
Oh.
It's just this soup of like poorly cooked onions and beef broth.
Isn't that supposed to be like a pork broth?
I don't fucking. You put whatever you want in your soup. You can put an AK in it. I don't give a shit.
Do not put AKs in your soup.
It was a big gun.
It was a decently sized weapon. So, all right, let's get into some news. Going to talk about. There's a couple of topics about mobile gaming. Nintendo, I guess it was maybe a week or so ago, released Miitomo onto the world.
Yep.
And I downloaded it, and it is plagued with bugs.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
and people swearing their brains out, even though Nintendo doesn't want that.
I can't use it. It asked me to link to my Nintendo account. I pushed the button that says, "You want to do that?" I'm like, "Yes." And then it goes, "Failed to sign in," or like failed to bring up, page or whatever. I delete it off. Try 3 more times. It does the same thing. So to me, I don't know how it is yet. It doesn't function, is all I can tell you right now for me. And I have a new phone.
So the Miitomo thing, isn't it supposed to interact with
It's a social web, social platforming game.
So it's like the Mi Plaza, but it's a game?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So you'll get your Me. What I know of it from, because I created one because you can do it where you can create one and not link a Nintendo account. So if you don't have a Nintendo account, you can still play the game.
Why would you?
I don't know. But you eventually want to create a Nintendo account because you earn trophies and points and stuff through having it. Which, down the line, if you play it for 3 years, you might be able to buy, Mario's shoes to wear on your Mii.
What?
To wear on your Mii. When you start the game up, you will get Mario's hat as a wearable. So, there's that.
So you have that to look forward to.
Yeah. As far as I've gotten to see, there isn't many people that you can get friends with, because it links to all your social media, places. But if nobody's on it, you don't have friends. If nobody on your,
so if
they have to have Miitomo as well,
Yeah.
for you to link to them.
Right.
So when I downloaded it, and I was like, oh, well, who of my friends has it? It was one guy, and I don't really talk to him that much. So guess what I wasn't able to do? So if you don't have that going on, your Mii just kind of walks around in a house, and then every now and then asks you a question that has no bearing on anything.
This is awesome.
Yes. And then there's goals, so you can do all that, but if you didn't sign to a Nintendo account, you're not going to get points for any of those goals, and one of them is answer 3 questions in a day, or sign in this many times in a day.
Yeah, you answer the 3 questions across the bridge of death.
Exactly.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I think it's a really
It's a
cool
reasonable number
idea.
of questions.
I think it's a cool idea just because they're giving you somewhat of a virtual space to have conversations with friends.
Yeah.
Because I think you can have friends over to your house and all that kind of stuff. So now you can do it with a crappy 3D model instead of just having them actually come over to your house.
Well, they could have fucking done something similar to this with an actual friends list and all that nonsense with any of their actual platforms.
Right.
Yeah, because I think with this, you don't need a code to it's
You don't need a friend code. You don't need a Nintendo code.
It'll just link it right into you.
Yeah, because that was just always I look at it and I just go, nah, it was good.
No.
Exactly. Unless I really need, I still do play fucking Pokemon. I don't give a shit what you say. I like Pokemon. And when I wanted to trade with anybody, like when I moved to Texas, I wanted to trade with my friend Mikey. But the only way we could do that is if we both got our friend codes, traded them, and were fucking able to link it through that, which, out of the way, is a pain in the ass.
Right.
Oh my god, it was a pain in the ass of the DSi.
You know, it's funny though, because you think about how it's like, oh, you're just putting this code in. It's not really like a lot of physical effort, but you see things like that nowadays, and you're like, I don't want to. Like, if such a pain in my ass to type.
On a fucking DSi, it is.
Well, I've entered like the password system in Mike Tyson's Punch Out so many times in my life. That's probably the one thing I can kind of relate this to. And back then you're actually just using a D-pad to constantly go up and down through the numbers and across. And I think that was maybe a 12-digit password, and that it was a pain in the ass, but I did it. But now I look at a 12-digit password on like a modern game, and I'm like, why the fuck am I using a password?
I know the feeling, because I used to play an old Game Boy game called Sword of Hope, and the only way to save was via like codes like that, and it'd be such a pain in the ass. I hated doing that. I was like, why can't you just let me save to the cartridge? It'd be so simple.
Yeah. I think it's an ambitious idea. It's got to have, it's got to be polished.
Better applications.
The thing that I think is funny, because around the same time that this came out, somebody put up a playable version of The Legend of Zelda browser playable version, the semi 3D one.
Yeah.
And it's funny because the first thing I thought of them doing when they were talking about getting the mobile market was exactly that. Doing the original Zelda, but more in a top-down, semi 3D kind of environment, like reinventing it, but making it great for mobile play.
Like Four Swords Adventures?
Yeah. I mean, but like this one, like that game wasn't as polished. It still looked 8-bit, but they had it like, I don't know how to explain it. It was kind of like isometrical design.
It was kind of like on an angle. Like it wasn't like up, like directly like top down. It was kind of like on an angle.
Yeah.
So.
But that was my exact idea. I was like, you should have done something like that for your first game.
That's already been taken down.
Yeah, I know. But like they should have done that, and then like the more people that downloaded that and maybe created a Nintendo mobile ID. Then when you release Miitomo, you can be tapped into everybody else that has IDs like that, and you can create your community that way.
Well, one thing, and maybe I heard this wrong, but with the Miitomo, you mentioned about earning trophies and stuff, and I also heard that there's like a currency that you can earn. You can also buy, and that you can unlock things not just in the Miitomo thing, but you also possibly download titles through Virtual Console.
I haven't gotten that far with it.
But like, there was a couple other things that they were talking about. They were trying to like kind of make it like how Club Nintendo used to be, where you would earn the coins in order to be able to get different types of like odds and ends items and stuff, and then eventually it just got to be mostly, and Jason can attest to this, mostly just download titles that you would get. And I thought that was kind of where they were going with this. It's like a social media hub, but it's also kind of going to double as a place where you can like earn achievements to like build up like in-game currency in order to go out and actually purchase stuff like that. But I think it's an ambitious idea, and I think it's cool, and I think it makes online gaming more accessible to like kids and to like older people that don't really want to go on and play like the Call of Duty and stuff like that.
So that they can hear about how the young man had intercourse with their mother.
Exactly. Yeah.
What?
You've never played Call of Duty.
No, I'm not gonna now. So, all right, the next person who wants to throw their hat in the mobile ring is Capcom. They were talking about, and this will probably answer why your question as to Capcom, where's my Mega Man games, because they want to put them on your phone now. Which to me, Mega Man is not a game that I want to play on my phone.
You don't want to be out on the train getting frustrated at a difficult Mega Man
I don't mean
station.
being in public getting frustrated, I just mean control-wise, because Mega Man's a game where you want some good-ass controls.
You do, yeah.
And I'm sorry, like, putting like a D-pad and the buttons on a touchscreen, that don't cut it.
No, it
to
does
be
not.
really fucking responsive.
Yeah.
Responsive touchscreens.
Mega Man is a franchise that it just baffles me what Capcom's doing with it, because they keep re-releasing stuff. They're like, okay, we're going to put everything back out on Virtual Console, and then it's like, okay, now we're going to do was it the Archives or some kind of collection or something like that?
Oh yeah, the one that came out like a month ago.
They basically just re-released the first 6, the NES titles, the first 6 NES games on, it was originally for download, and everybody was like, they want it physical. So then they brought it out with like a golden amiibo, and then it's also available on, I think it's on 3DS, I think it's on PS4, because I know somebody has it on PS4. Xbone. I like Mega Man. Me personally, I've only ever beaten 3 of the Mega Man games. The first one, the third one, and the fourth one, and then I beat Mega Man X. But like, I think that is pretty good. I don't know anybody that's beaten them all.
I haven't beaten one.
I don't understand why people don't like Mega Man 8. I love Mega Man 8. I've beaten that game a whole fucking bunch.
Mega Man 8. You don't know why people don't like Mega Man 8.
I like it though, that's why.
The voiceover acting is bad and
fucking
oh my
hilarious.
god.
It is excellent.
Dr. Wowie.
I don't know.
You gotta stop him, Mega Man.
Mega Man, Dr. Wowie. But
The goggles, Doctor, they don't work.
no, everybody wants Mega Man Legends 3. It's not going to happen. Everybody wanted Mega Man Universe, which I thought looked really cool. It was like a Mario Maker kind of Little Big Planet with Mega Man. It looked awesome. That didn't happen. So Capcom's like, you know what? I'm putting a lot of money into this franchise. And then I think part of the reason why they ended up re-releasing all the Mega Mans was because they looked at the success that Shovel Knight got. And Shovel Knight is
there's a really big difference there.
But it's in a similar style. I mean, I know that...
I don't mean gameplay or anything like that. I mean just the way it came about being.
Right.
Mega Man was established. Okay?
Sure.
And the reason why
But they didn't see money in it.
a reason why a game like Shovel Knight can be re-released on other things is because it's new, and people want to play it without having to get these new systems. Whereas, I don't want to keep re-buying the same Mega Man game. Make a new one.
Well, that's the thing. They did with 9 and 10, but the thing is they only released them as digital download. They never released them physically. And I tell you, if they had done what they did with the DuckTales game and released like a fake cartridge version of Mega Man 9 and 10, I would have bought it.
Yeah.
Just because like the cover art that they did for it was awesome. And they were actually, you know, they're hard as balls, but they're not impossible. I got pretty far in 9. Like I said, didn't beat it, but I got pretty far into it. Capcom is so fucking stupid because they have so many franchises.
I love your passion about
They
them.
own all the Hudson Soft franchises. They own the license for Adventure Island. They own the license for Bomberman. They own the license for...
What the hell's Milon's Secret Castle 2?
Well,
That's all the Hudson
there was
Soft I know.
a Milon sequel that was released in Japan called Do Re Mi Fantasy.
Where's that then?
It's actually really good. It's on Virtual Console.
Where's my 4K HD graphic upgrade of whatever the fuck you just said that game was called?
Do Re Mi Fantasy?
Yeah. You know what I've been thinking they should do with Mega Man is that, and I thought of this like when I started seeing the first stills for what the new Street Fighter game looked like. Like you now have this cool new graphic style where it's kind of like realistic looking people, but it's more claymation looking, and it's a really good art style. Why not make a somewhat 3D Mega Man that's still a side scroller with that kind of engine, but make it a little bit more slick and fast paced?
That's what Keiji Inafune is doing with Mighty Number 9.
Okay.
Don't bring up Mighty Number 9 like it's the saving grace of Mega Man.
It's not. I'm just saying that that's what he's trying to do. So they actually still own the license. I mean, he's just doing his copycat. They could have done something that style.
But I mean, they could even do something with that, but then do like it goes from 2D into a 3D world, like they did with that one Paper Mario game.
Which one?
The one where it was like you would be in 2D and then you could hit the buttons and it
Super
switches.
Paper Mario.
I didn't like Super Paper Mario. I'm not even.
Fuck you. That's a fantastic game.
I didn't like it. I extremely like the first Paper Mario on the N64. I like Paper Mario 1000 Year Door. And then I don't know what happened. I just didn't like any more Paper Mario games after that.
Well, it was different.
Just play Sticker
Super,
Star.
Super Paper Mario was different in the way that they did like the leveling up and stuff. It was different. I'll give you that. But I actually liked that. But that's not Mega Man.
It was too weird for me.
I just think, like, I don't know, I'm just picturing in my mind right now, it'd be cool to do something like that where it's
Yeah.
side scroll and then, like, you do a charge up shot. So, say, like, there's, like, a lot of enemies on screen, the camera flies back around and you can do, like, a lock on thing with your arm and then shoot out.
So you would be Samus.
And every
Metroid
time-
No, I want to be a good game.
Every time somebody
Fuck you.
No, I mean, like, I want to make it a good game, which I mean, Samus. Calm yourself.
Every time that somebody brings up Mega Man and mobile, I just think of the Battle Network series and how confusing it was, and like all like the subtitles that they ended up coming out with. Like, and I'm just like, no, just make it just Mega Man. Just eight robot bosses. You beat them, you take their shit, and you go and you fight the Einstein looking fucker. That's Mega Man to me. That's all it needs to be. It doesn't need to be like I'm inside of a computer on a starbase somewhere inside of a kid's brain. I don't know, but you know, that's kind of the way that series went.
And you want to complain about Mega Man 8. I will say this,
I'm complaining about Battle Network. I don't like
will
the
say
series
this,
at all.
though. The Zero games
Mhm.
were very, very, very good. I like Mega Man Zero. For the Game Boy Advance,
Yeah.
very good games.
Well, that's very different than yeah.
I mean, it's the same basic premise, but it has enough new stuff in it to not be like, I already played this in X.
Right.
Which, by the way, X5, I believe X5 was the one where he's like fighting Sigma, and at the end of the game, Sigma kills somebody, but it doesn't kill them, it kills somebody else. He's like, I didn't know you knew Soul Body. That always pissed me off, because it was so fucking stupid. God damn Mega Man X5 or X6, whichever it was garbage.
4, 5, and 6 just kind of blend together for me. They're the PlayStation ones. I don't remember the difference in them or anything, but
Matt's lost.
Yeah.
You don't give a shit about
you were never
Mega
really
Man.
a Mega Man.
I've been lost since the beginning of this episode.
That Burger Man.
Yeah, I've never been a big Mega Man person because I couldn't do anything in him.
Really?
I still like Mega Man.
You couldn't do anything in Mega Man?
Mm-mm.
The early games, I sucked at, I'm not gonna lie. I was better at, like, X 1 through 3, 8, and
See,
0.
I got farther in the originals than I got in any of the X games.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. Those to me are just like my fucking kryptonite.
If somebody
They're pretty difficult, especially when you want to try and get the Hadouken and whatnot. That's a task.
If somebody wants to play like a cool under the radar Mega Man that's kind of like they're remakes, the ones on the PSP, Powered Up and Maverick
Oh,
Hunter
right, yeah.
are both very good. They look really good in widescreen.